Apologies if the mic is roboty. I realised on the last stream I sounded like a fucking robot. I think it's the headset. I think the headset's dying on me. So if I'm like that again, not a lot I can do with it, unfortunately. And I don't really know until the video's done. Recap, yesterday we went down $117, so pretty much break even. Here today at New York Open, so hopefully we can get some of that much needed volume that we haven't been getting the last couple of days in this stage 2. The account, as you can see down at the bottom here, is pretty much sat at around 98,000, which means if we go for, this week, because it's the only week we've traded, well, this month, then we're down 2k on the account, which, as we've seen in prior trades, isn't that much. We would do a quick breakdown. We're just about to go live any second now. If we did a quick breakdown off of that RSI, is what we were talking about the other day. The newest one obviously would be this impulsive move. This would be the low, which we correlate would be this being the low. So pretty much as I would sit, if we were to go off of that, we'd be looking for long positions until this area is short, and then we'd be potentially looking for reversals. We don't really know until we see anything sort of happen. Just going to let the first couple of minutes of this sort of play itself out, and we'll see how we land with it. We'll see. Let me have a look if I can just see what I'm looking for. We'll do that. We'll go pop out that J. I've got a massive habit recently of not knowing, people are actually messaging or not. So get that up. So like I say, we can see it already that we come right down to that level. It seems that we've rejected it. So the look of it is that we got a continuation move high. Again, this is just sort of an idea of backtest it yourself, but it does seem that these levels hold true and hold strong. We just drew that up in the opening, and that would be the important move to the low side. You would have seen that we've pretty much been trailed in this most of the day, pretty much from about here. That'd have been a long, and you got the long. It shows you if we go off the impulsive move, the potential directional bias of this market. But as we can see at the moment, this is where we're sort of sat, is on this low. So we're just going to see sort of how the market wants to play itself. I don't believe we have any news. I think we can have a look on here. Actually, we can go to, nope, it's not going to show on here because they don't even have events on here, because Funding Pip said they do, but they don't, because they're full of shit. Look on my other chart. Doesn't look like we got any news today. Not any red flagged, so it should be good. And what was that base point push off that level? It's a 50-point move off that level. So as always, going to wait to get today off a candle close. I'm going to trade 2:30 till 4:30. See what we do. See, today we got 8k worth of maximum drawdown. We'll see only 5k allowed allocated drawdown today. So I don't mind utilising most of that, especially in the idea of potentially making some money. Really big bullish push off the New York Open. Volume's looking good. So hopefully we can pull some out today. If we do lose, we do lose. So I'm not really expecting to pass. It'll be more surprising if we do. I was absolutely gobsmacked last week on the stage 1 that we passed within 2 days. Absolutely gobsmacked, really, that in one singular trade we made 8,500. So we'll see if we can turn anything around on this account. So it'd be nice to get above 100k today, but we might not. We make 105k to pass stage 2. So we'll just have to have a little look-see. I'm fucking tired, I'll tell you that much. I think, what day is it? Tuesday, and it fucking feels later than that. Candle closure on again for some weird reason with these fuckers. Still delayed. I don't really know why, by about a good clear 10 seconds. I've got a feeling that why it's delayed by 10 seconds is because they use the TradingView plugin, but they don't pay for the, or even include when you buy a evaluation, they don't include the real-time data. So it's lucky that on my other chart I've got the real-time data. My other chart is just a replica of this chart, essentially. So if we go off of this again, that swing low, important low, if we were to start turning, would be this low, and the reason is because of this impulsive move, saying bullish. The underside of the support of that bullish move would be this piece here, this low. So we're just gonna, I'll keep it on there just for because, but we're just gonna sort of see how this market wants to play itself off of. Yeah, just to quickly go over. Yesterday, I think we traded 2 sell positions somewhere in here. I think we got in one here and got out here, and then maybe we got in here and held until I think it was here, and we closed out at that top. And I was like, I don't really care if it sinks much lower. No, I think it was this top. It was this top that we got out at. And in case it sinks much lower, and we can see that we didn't really. So we got out at an okay amount. Like I say, I probably would have been out on that top bar here anyway, because you can't always look at these lows and say, oh, I would have got out here, because you wouldn't have. If you do, you're probably destined to fail, in my opinion, because you're not letting things run. So for me, these lows were never going to happen. It would have been here, which is pretty much the same price that we got out, and then we could see that the market pretty much rallied itself over. Yeah, just sort of seeing what this market has to offer, really. And we're coming down to that level. We could be seeing a potential short-term bearish. We could see a rejection off that level again. So these levels on the RSI and these impulsive moves do feel like, you know, they hold some value. Let's say do your own due diligence, do your own back testing on it, to see if that is the case. But I personally would be expecting, you know, if we do close below here, that a potential short-term sell-off to go for the day. So obviously, as always, going to wait for candle closure. I have a chart on TradingView, which is, you know, paying for the New York Exchange data. Real-time data is actually lacking today. I don't really know why, but it's not displaying data as true as what we're seeing here, which is odd, given that these guys at Funding Pips very clearly do not pay for that same package. Got 20 seconds until the candle closure. Again, going off my other one, ignoring this, we're 10 seconds out on this one. we close down near those lows, I'll probably take it. We'll take that. We close below that, so I'm just pretty much playing off of the idea that we potentially could be shipping short now. And obviously my gut just felt like we should have probably got into a sell there just to start the day off. We'll see. Let's say if we do lose out today, we do lose out. I'm not a professional, so the chance is there, you know. So listen, I'm not a professional trader. I don't do it for a living. I don't have a fucking Lamborghini. I don't have any of that. I'm just a normal bloke that goes to work and works in construction, as I've always said. So any sort of potential of even passing this evaluation with the amount of knowledge that I have on the market is absolutely insane. Given I do not have, you know, years and years and years and years and years as some people do. Obviously, the dream would be to pass and get some money out. That'd be obviously the dream. Even passing will make me extremely happy. I'm happy that we passed. I'll pass stage 1, to be honest with you. We'll have to just see, really, because obviously you guys will, or myself, will either see me potentially pass and get some money out, or we'll potentially lose and blow the account. You know, well, not blow the account, but, you know, blow the maximum loss. As we've seen on prior days, drawdown doesn't really bother me. Seeing what we can make potentially on a good move. So if we get them good moves, cool. If we don't, well, at least as long as we keep to everything that we wanted to do, we can walk away with today knowing that we didn't pull no money, but at least we stuck to what, you know, we wanted to do, instead of just like sort of like, you know, not sticking to it and still not pulling out money. 20 seconds on the candle. I'm out. So a loss to start off with today, 500. So we'll have to see really if we get another opportunity, something that, you know, strikes me. We did see that immediate. The reason I took that trade was multiple different things, but we did see that New York Open happen and immediately then sweep and sit down lower. This bullish now run could potentially push up higher again and come up towards the highs of the day. It could potentially sweep to the lows. I'd much rather just take a loss on it, and if we do sweep back low again, take the sell position rather than, you know, just jumping in the sell where we stand. Yeah, annoyingly, you know, funding pips very clearly don't pay for the real-time data on the trading view, which is, it's strange, to be honest, that they're allowed to get away with that. I mean, the area I'd imagine of proprietary trading firms is very grey, but it's strange to me that they're allowed to get away with that without actually saying they don't accept that, you know, that they don't use it. But they also don't say that you can't use community indicators, and a fair few other things is what they also don't say they could use. So it looks like I got taken now right on the top side, which is unfortunate. But we can always just get back in for another sell if it feels like it's going to set up that way. A minute till candle close. Less than 15 seconds coming in now. This is exactly what I was talking about. Why I'm happy I've got out there. See, this is exactly what I was talking about.
What's up with your footage?
I say again, going back to it, that's why I'm happy I took the sell out here. We see that rallied nearly double what my existed loss would have been. We might as well pull that up. Today. Obviously, it doesn't want to show anything. Let's just refresh it. Yeah, their fucking platform is arse, man. How they bring it up, anyway. How Funding Pips do it is fucking arse. There we are. So if anyone joins, I can see what we're at for today. 30 seconds until candle closes. I'll take a sell here. No, I'm taking that immediately off. I don't know what we just lost there, maybe 200. Immediately I took that off. It's a delay, again, that Funding Pips have got across their 700, 200. It's the delay that they've got on their obviously I'll close candle close, and right now it says 30 seconds, 29, 28. If we go on to my world clock in the UK, we're actually at 47, 46. I was counting in different areas now, which is a pain. But if we go across, it's 58, 57, 56, 55, 54, 53, 52, 51. We can see it's about 9 seconds behind. It's a good thing that I did pull that out as well, because I wanted it to I wanted it to close below these lows for me to take that sell. And on my other chart, we pulled up, and I didn't realise because I was focusing on this chart, and the delay was just so large that 9 seconds makes a difference, especially in the last closing moments of a candle. So Funding Pips, in my personal opinion, if you are watching this, you want to go with Funding Pips, go with C Trader or something, because they lie full point blank about their FTMO. It's a complete lie. You don't, like I've said before, you don't have access to the community indications. You don't have access to changing the inputs of where you get the source for your RSI. You don't have the availability to do that. The world clock is out of sync, pretty sure, because because they're not paying for real-time data, which is a bit of a cop-out given that they're they'd only have to do it on one server and then go. So it's a bit bad, really, in my personal opinion. The buying is completely different, and selling, the layout on how you buy and sell is completely different. This isn't FTMO. This isn't TradingView. This is Trade Lockers, which means that when you normally buy, obviously on TradingView you have the stop loss and TP, and you can just drag them and then go off that. You can't do that on here. You have to predetermine your stop loss or take profit before you enter the trade, then you can move it. You can't be into a position unless you double click on it and then modify and then put an area in and then pull it, which if you're scalping is just extremely difficult to do. So there's a lot of things really that they've done that I can't really say I'm too impressed with. With the TradingView plugin, I don't think, if they were open about it, and they said on there, like, you can trade with TradingView, and they said that the TradingView is a plugin through TradeLocker that does not come with real-time data, does not come with community indicators, does not come with the TradingView built-in buying system, because otherwise all you're using is a charting software. That's the only thing that you're actually involving yourself in, is this charting software, which you can get on anything. People aren't going to be using TradingView as their primary trading platform because of the charting software. Like, oh, I get the thing on it, like, especially if they're looking to take live trades on there, they're going to want to do that due to familiarity with TradingView, and that's something that that Funding Pips just does not do. They're not the same, and I feel like they should make that clear. Especially the biggest thing that keeps them really fucking annoying me is the fact of how far out their world clock is. And the only reason I can even imagine that their world clock is out, it's out by like 10 seconds. The only reason I can imagine that their world clock is out by that much is purely down to the fact of that they don't pay for the live change. You know, the live real-time data, which is just fucking abysmal, given that if you went with any other, you went on CTrader and did it, you would have that live data, because they obviously don't want to pay the premium to TradingView to utilize that, and TradeLocker obviously don't have one either. It's a bit of a cop-out because they don't mention that anywhere. There's nowhere that you can find that happen. It's a really good thing as well that I took that sell-off nearly immediately. It may have cost me £200 as a $200 mess up, but I'm really happy that I did take that off because we could see that boomed out, and I'm really happy as well that we took that sell off again from this candle to this candle close. We took two little trades there, losses when them losses could have been massive. But yeah, it's yeah, I can't say I'm too impressed so far with. If I was to blow this account and re-going with funding pips, I think I would go CTrader. I think that's what I'd do personally. I wouldn't go back in with the TradingView overhaul, because this is a bit naff, to be honest with you. I mean, we've got 15 seconds till candle close. That still was up in the 20s. I'm taking a buy here. Candle's already closed on world clock. So I don't mind losing. That's something that I was kind of expecting to do. I think if you go into this, especially with the knowledge that I have of trading and things like that, and you're expecting not to lose, I think you're a bit of an idiot. You know, I am expecting to lose. Yeah, it doesn't really get more simple than that, to be honest with you. Should be expecting to lose, and lose a lot more than you win. That's how I'm personally going into it and thinking about it. Is that I'm expecting really to blow this account, because I don't really have 100k, I have 10k. You know, because you can only go off of what you're allowed to lose. Obviously the buying power is like, oh yeah, but you got a buying power, and it's like, well yeah, but if you go with certain brokers overseas and brokers, you can have that buying power anyway. I was having a look the other day, and you can see that, like, you know, you can find companies out there with 1 to 500 or even 1,000 leverage, so like that really doesn't come into it. Gonna wait. Obviously I want to get out now. Everything in me is saying get out. This trade's got really big and really against us quickly, but I'm gonna wait till candle closure. It's what we've done since the beginning of this challenge, and that's what we're going to continue to do throughout it. I'm saying an if, which is a big if, because there's a high chance of it, and more of a when we blow this account, we'll go back in and we'll keep on going really, and keep on uploading live streams, and we'll live stream it until we potentially pass one and get a withdrawal. Less than a minute until candle close. It's unfortunate really, because we've been met with a lot of volume today, but just sideways volume. It's a big loss to start off with. I mean, I'm not against big losses, but it is a big loss to start the day. Less than 20 seconds until candle close. I mean, we're just trading back into the mean again. 10 seconds till candle close. I'm out. So it's unfortunate. And if we refresh this chart, because we've got to refresh it because Trading Locker is fucking dog shit. I don't know how they can't just show me what we're at. We're down 1500 so far on the session, which I'm not, I mean, that's not making me lose any sweat, to be honest with you. We just need to make, some headway. I'd imagine that, POI for this area is probably sitting roughly here. It's probably where we're at. I mean, I think there is a way to see fixed range. So if we were to go off of the open, we're not too far off of it. Well, actually, that wasn't the open. Where's the open? It was this candle here. Yeah. So, I mean, that isn't bad for how much knowledge I have of the markets, that we can see that we're pretty much trading into point of interest. And you see that just by how the market is just constantly fading itself back in and back out. Back in, most of the transactional costs is smack bang in the center of here. We're not really having anywhere here that the market's willing to go. Just seems to be sitting flat. We've got no news today either, which is kind of annoying. We're only half hour into the session though, so then these losses we've got could get much bigger. They could also get much smaller. Could even end up in a profit. I mean, that would be the ideal. But all we're really waiting for is playing for that one big move. That we had on that 8.5k day. There would have been one yesterday. This move here, there could have been like a 5k move. Obviously, this could have been a 6-7k move on the downside. That's what we're hoping for, is to see that. But as we can see yesterday, as soon as we come into the open, we were met immediately with volume in one direction. Again, money could have been made on here. We were met immediately with it. This day, not so much. We kind of had like a bit of a chop. This day, again, big fall off. So there are days there that, big price moves can happen, and we're just hoping to capture one of them. Up until we capture that one, we're probably expecting losses, to be honest with you. I'm inclined to take another punt at a long, just because we did react off of POI. Got 15 seconds, 10 seconds. I want to see it close up higher than where we're at now, if we are going to take that long. Yeah, it hasn't closed up. Obviously, this candle's already closed. It's just that, Trade Locker is fucking dog shit. And they don't have real-time data. So we're going to come back down. That volume's just shifting up. I wouldn't be surprised if POI is now sat roughly around about here from the New York Open. Yeah. Again, you can just see it by how the market's reacting and where it's mostly trading. We're having no real breakout here. We are sat in range. As you can compare it to prior days, we've got nothing really kicking off. I'm just hoping that when we get in, we can get a big push down or a big push up, and we can capture that and hopefully pull, like, 4,000-5,000 out, which, because of the £1,500 loss today so far, would pretty much need 3,500 to even be back at 100k, which we've seen is not a big deal. I mean, if we have a day like we had before, which is 8,500, that would be an immediate pass, and we'd be underfunded. So, I mean, that was a crazy ass fucking day. I'm not going to deny that. That was an abnormal day. I just can't seem to catch like actual any sort of trends kicking off with volume in this stage 2. Oh, 30 seconds. I might take a long. I mean, it opens me up for another big, probably 1,000, maybe more loss, but I am open to taking a long here. Obviously, the big moves like this do open up for larger potential losses, but I mean, if you don't give the market a move, a potential with your money to move higher, then what are you going to get in with? I'm going long here. I say there could be a massive loss. This could be a huge loss because of the volume kicking in. We could immediately pass down to POI again. But I'm willing to put a risk on it. You know, if we got 5,000 available drawdown for the day, then I'm willing to utilise that 5,000. Especially in the case of it potentially moving up, and you know, I feel like you can always sit there and say, oh, the market could move up, it could move down, we could go here, this could hit this target, this could hit this target, blah blah blah. It could be a bounce off here, and I think until you really pull the trigger, you never really know. I weren't really expecting to get death by 1,000 cuts on a New York Open. If I'm honest with you, I wasn't really expecting it, but you know, I guess that's what trading's all about. You don't really know. But there we are. There's a good chance we potentially even blow if this goes all the way down again and we lose, you know, if we come down to this close, it's a good chance we even blow the account today, to be honest with you. I say I'm not risking small, so it's not like I'm trying, like, you know, all right, we use proper risk management, blah, blah, blah. This is open gambling. I've said that on the first day that we did on the stage 1. This is open gambling. I'm not going to claim that it's not gambling, because I am. But I really wasn't expecting the market, you know, on a New York Open to just sit sideways. That was not something I was expecting, if I'm entirely honest with you. I was expecting the market to have some level of direction. It is a shame, really, that we're just not seeing that. I don't really seem to have any luck on this stage 2. Stage 1, we definitely did. We did have a lot of luck. This stage 2 just does seem to be every single time that I get involved in the market, we just sit sideways and we don't really go anywhere. I mean, yeah, this is going to be a huge, huge fucking loss. And I'm still going to hold until candle close, which is a minute. Yeah, we got 30 seconds. I mean, this has just been immediately, as soon as I buy or I sell, the market's just immediately reverted on me. It's happened 3 times already today. Potentially 4 times, actually. I think this will be the 4th. I mean, like I say, I thought this was going to be the case. We're going to have a huge, huge fucking loss. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're out. It's a shame. I need to refresh it just to see how much I'm allowed to potentially lose today now. We're down 3,000, so we've got 2,000 allowed. It's a shame. I mean, I don't really know. You know, I don't really know what to ultimately do. Oh, we don't even have 2,000. We have 1,800 today. So we could potentially blow the account today. Kind of is what it is. You know, it's kind of it is kind of annoying, and I am a little bit subconsciously stressed because yesterday, if we were here for New York Open, we would have made money. If we were here for New York Open the day before, we would have made money. If we were here for New York Open the day before that, we would have made money. There's just been so much, you know, directional basis happening in the last couple of days. You know, if we go off of New York Open, which is here, until 4:30, you know, look at that direction that we could have made money on the top side and the bottom side. If we do the same here, and we look at 2:30 till 4:30, you can see that again a load of directional basis. Even yesterday, if we go by 2:30 till 4:30, we can see again, like look at them moves, and then you look at the last load of days that we've had on New York Open, and then I've managed to get back home today to trade New York Open after getting death by 1,000 cuts here, death by 1,000 cuts here, and death by 1,000 cuts here later on in the day, and then we've managed to get here for New York Open, and this is what I'm met with. You know, yeah, I mean, it's rough. It's rough. Let's say we would have passed stage 2. I'm pretty comfortable in thinking we would have passed stage 2 if we were here in New York Open every other day. But the fact that we're not, and we're having to trade these really shitty hours, and the first day I come back and I actually managed to get on stage 2 at New York Open, we hit just slop, is brutal. It's a brutal, brutal feeling. I'm going to sell here. Let's just see. I mean, we've got allowed 1800. Oh no, we're allowed 19. So 1900. So we'll keep an eye on that. Once we get to like 1700 and negative, we'll have to just kill it, and that'll be us done for the day. Which would be a killer. Be unfortunate. I mean, it just is what it is, and I probably won't trade until we get another New York Open because I can't risk, you know, potentially getting death by 1,000 cuts in the after hours again. I'll have to just trade New York Open. That'll essentially be it. I'd like to see it flush hard now, given that we get some level of direction. But yeah, there is a single part of me, I am battling with emotions today because it is irritating to know that, if we traded New York Open on every other day, we probably would have passed stage 2. But because we traded the after hours, we just got death by 1,000 cuts, which just whittled us down. And then by 2,000, which isn't a lot. But then to trade New York Open, and you look at the last 3 days. I mean, look at the last 3 days, and then look at the day that we get in. Yeah, I'm hoping that this is going to be the pull-off. If not, I don't see us keeping the account today. To be honest, I feel like we'll have to get to our maximum drawdown, and that'll be us out. But yeah, I mean, like you say, if we draw this out and compare it to every other day, it's fucking abysmal. It's really, really, really bad. And like you say, if we go over this day again, you can see the big fall. It just so happens to be my luck recently that as soon as I get involved, it's just death by 1,000 cuts. Well, the market just doesn't want to take any direction, and it is annoying that I get death by 1,000 cuts the first day that I can get back in time to trade New York Open. It just sits sideways. It is irritating, and I'm not going to lie. My emotions are, I can feel my blood boiling. Let's put it as that. And it looks like the same's going to happen again. I'm going to hold. I'm just going to see if we can have any sort of direction at all come in. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else to do. If I get out now, I can just see the market potentially falling down to the downside and flushing low. And then I'll be like, fuck, I'm out of that. And then I'll get into another sell position or a buy position and see it flip on me again. And I'll see it flip on me again. But it does feel like today's just going to sit sideways. And it is fucking annoying that, because I busted my ass out of work today to make sure I could get back for New York Open. I bust my ass off to get back for the market to sit fucking sideways. And potentially now return back up to POI, which is just dog shit. It's fucking dog shit. It does make me want to just scream, if I am honest. We will confirm that just to make sure that, if we do come up, that we aren't going to blow past the account. I'd like to see it get heavy now and just flip to the downside, but it looks like it's just going to pull straight way back up to the fucking top and just sit fucking sideways again. Which I'm trying to like contain my inner rage, but it is there and it is on the surface. So I'm very much struggling to contain that inner rage at the moment, because this is just fucking horseshit. I mean, you cannot literally make it up. You know, you just cannot make it up. Like, you look at the days prior, you look at every single day. Even if we went all the way back, we go back, you know, a couple of weeks, and every single day the market has some level of direction. And the one day that I'll bust my ass off and I get back to trade, the market just wants to sit fucking sideways and just sit playing around POI. It's so annoying. And the fact that we would have passed if I was here at New York Open makes me even more fucking annoyed. I've got 20 seconds on this candle. I'd like to see it get heavy in this last couple of seconds. I'm out. This is just... You watch it full heavy now. You watch it now just full heavy. I mean, POI's now, again, it's probably trading around here. It's fucking ridiculous that the one day that I get in, it just sits flat. There's just no direction there, or it'll flush out. We're a little bit off on POI this time. But it's just playing that value. Just constantly playing the value. There's just really nothing going on at all. We've got 1,500, or less than 1,400 that we can risk. 1,300. So we get into another sale, we're going to have to put on 1,300, and then if it hits, it hits. You know, we're out for the day. But yeah, I am wound up. I am wound up. I'm not going to deny that I am wound up. Let's say you look at the prior day, look at the day before that, look at the day before that. I mean, we could just keep on going back and drawing them, and every single one has... I mean, this day here is ultimately like probably the worst day that you could be looking at on the back, like looking back. And if we were to then go from New York Open till 4:30, and we look at the the direction like that, and that's the worst day that we can look at, and then look at today. It's every single day for the last like 2 weeks has given us opportunities to make money, and today has given us nothing. And it's the one day that I work my fucking ass off to get back home so we can trade New York Open on this account. Oh, coming up 30 seconds on this candle, and this might be our last trade for the day. We'll give it another go with the remainder of the fucking money, which should be like 3k. Potentially tomorrow, or potentially whenever I can get back at a decent time, to be honest with you. But, I mean, death by 1,000 cuts in after hours to then get absolutely fucking annihilated on New York Open because the market just wants to sit sideways and sit in its value area. I'm selling. Let's modify this position. Let's get in for a stop loss with a P&L of 1,300. As we can see, that's really not far away from how it's been. We're going 1,300. Hopefully it don't tick over and hit us and get us on slippage on that 85. It might even be worth, to be honest with you, to bring that from 1,300 just down to 90 just to make sure. But you watch, the market will now probably just return back up to here, and that'll be us out for the day because this market just wants to sit fucking sideways. It doesn't want to offer absolutely anything. I mean, we're only an hour into the session and it's sat completely fucking side. I hope it gets heavy now and we can potentially get the money that we've lost today back out and try again on another New York Open. But I mean, it's just my fucking luck, you know. the one day that I want to get in and I get involved, there's just nothing. You know, the market just wants to sit fucking sideways and just keep on playing its value area, whereas every other fucking day for the last 2 to 3 fucking weeks has got directional movement. Every fucking day. I mean, talk about drawing the shortest straw. Do you know what I mean? Like, talk about drawing the shortest straw. Like I say, you can look at every other fucking day going back 3 weeks, and every single day has directional movement. Every single day. The day that I get on, nothing. We're coming back into value. And there we are. And here we are. I know that I'm just gambling, but it has made me feel defeated just because I don't mind gambling, but it's like if you're on a roulette wheel and you just see 00, just get like 0 get hit over and over and over and over and over again. I mean, there's literally nothing we can do now. There's no other trades we can take because we are at max drawdown for the day. So 200 quid. Just for it to sit back at fucking value area. Do you know how fucking infuriating that is? To have weeks. Look at that. 1, 2, 3. Oh, let's just fucking draw it. This is now 4. Right. Let's go to the next day. 5. This was the obviously Labour Day, so we weren't expecting much. So we'll call that 6. That day is more like today. A day prior. I mean, we can keep on going back, but I mean, look at this. Look at the days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Look at this fucking bollocks. I mean, you literally cannot make it up. If we were to go to half 4 now, given it's coming up, it's half 3 now. You look at all those days, and you look at today. Look. Directional. 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 Two-way directional. 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 What's this? What is this? What? It's a draft. Brilliant. The platform just gets worse and worse and worse. You can't even type in a point basis. Oh, you can. But for some weird reason, it's floating, even though you're doing a market order. There we are. What can we risk? 150. And why can't I sell? Why can't I sell? Bro, their platform is fucking awful. I can't even get into a position because their fucking platform is so bad. How do they find that this is appropriate, that this is allowed? You give reasons, oh yeah, you can't use it, but it doesn't tell you why. Look at this. I put an SL on, I cannot trade. Look, if I go to put anything on, any SL at all, I cannot trade. I'm not allowed, it won't let me take a position. Cannot take a position with an SL on. See? It will not come up with a price. Will not tell me a price. Even that. Put a price in there. No. Sorry, mate. You can't do that. Abysmal, man. Absolutely abysmal. So let me take that. But if I want to put my risk set, and I don't want my risk to move, and I want to go at 140, oh, well, let me do that now. Really, really bad platform. Really, really bad. It's very hard to recommend this to anyone, to be honest. I mean, I'm willing to take the last little punt of it, to be honest with you. Just for the sake of taking it, to be honest with you. Just in case we get a directional movement. It won't be an 8k day, but we might be able to bring, 3k. Bring us back out and we'll just try another day. Or at least get into the position on the flip side. If we do manage to pull it out, we might have another position set up in the next hour. But, I mean, this day is just dog shit. You really, really cannot make this day up. You really cannot make this day up. Every single day directional. The day we get in sits completely flat. It's got no interest in moving anywhere. Yeah, I just mean extremely frustrating. Extremely frustrating. You probably hear it in my voice. And the reason is it's not because of the loss. I don't mind. As we've said before, I do not mind taking massive losses if the market moves somewhere. If we had got into a buy here and we held all the way down to here, and we took that sell, and that was a £3,000 loss, but the market continued to funnel off to the downside, I don't fucking care. For me, I do not care. I don't give a shit because there's some level of direction. I know that someone out there is making money. Whereas in this is infuriating. Because losing money and the market's not doing anything. And it's even more infuriating because every other day for the past 2 to 3 weeks, it has. You know, this was the day that we passed stage 1. Stage 2 started on this day. I could not trade New York Open. And I could not trade New York Open this day. And I could not trade New York Open this day. So we got caught up in this slop here. We got caught up in this slop here. And on this day, I think, I can't remember where we got in on this day. I think we got caught up in slop here. And then we made a trade yesterday that brought us back to pretty much break even on this day. So we got caught up in slop, managed to catch a one little bit of a move that had no real volume behind it, but we managed to you know, get break even. And then today, it's just no directional movement, no nothing on New York Open. The market just wants to sit sideways and absolutely do nothing. It doesn't want to go up, it doesn't want to go down, it just wants to heavily wick. That's all it wants to do. These are the sort of days that I just look at and I think, what the fuck? I mean, to me, if someone said that they made money today out of this New York Open, I'd take my fucking hats off to you. Like, really, really, really well done. Really well done. Because for me, there's nothing here. For me, there's no way you could. Like, I cannot make money. The only way that I would even have a chance of making money is if we go directional. This is not directional. This is just sideways. This is nothing. I don't mind losing. You know, losing's all part of the game. I really, really, really do not mind losing. You know, I really, really do not mind losing. But when you lose into positions that are just sitting sideways, that is, I'd imagine that every trader's hell is probably a range. Unless you're a range trader, then you're a different breed. But every sort of trader's worst day is probably this day, and this is the day that I busted my ass out at work to get home for and trade New York Open just to get some volume that we've been missing out on the last 2 to 3 days. Last 3 days we've missed out on this volume. So I rushed home to get in at 2:30 so that we can capture some of this volume. And the volume comes in and just sits flat. I mean, let's be honest. As soon as I enter this trade, we're going against, you know. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. As soon as we even get into a buy or a sell here, we're going to see this market just rally against us and hit it and take us out for the day. Because this market's just sitting flat. I mean, the issue is as well is that if you can't even play off of high and lows because it's breaching them. This high will probably be the next to be breached, and as soon as it breaches that high, it'll probably return straight back down, take out this, and I wouldn't be surprised today if we close between this high and this low. Wouldn't be surprised if we close at 4:30 flat within this area. Really wouldn't be surprised. Irritated is just an understatement, to be honest with you. Irritated is an absolute understatement. I am just internally boiling. I say, well, I took these sells, took a buy there, and the market dropped that way and then continued to drop. So fucking be it. If we took a sell here and the market pushed up and continued to rally, so be it. You know, at least the market did something and gave opportunity, and I was just wrong. You know, if the market fell through the floor or risen through the ceiling, either, then if I got a massive loss, I can say, well, it was just because I called it wrong. Whereas you could be in buys, sells, anything with inside of this, and you've called it wrong because there ain't nothing you can do. You know, you can't call something which is just moving sideways, and it's just my fucking luck that we do it. you know, on a on my one day that I'm able to get back and trade New York Open. It's just typical, absolutely typical. But there we are. I mean, realistically, I should just walk away now. Just call it a day. But I'm going to use that, like I said at the beginning of the session. You got 5,000 allowed drawdown a day. I'm going to utilise it. Weren't expecting to ever pass stage 1. We did pass stage 1. Never expecting to pass stage 2. Not on first go anyway. But I really wasn't expecting to potentially lose stage 2 because of a market that's moved 130 points over the duration of 23 bars. That I was not expecting, you know. In an hour, the market's only moved 130 points. And since the opening, an hour later, be less than a point either direction. An hour later, since the open of New York. I was not expecting that. Let's just see. We're out for the day anyway. I mean, so we're already out. So we're just going to see now to see if it has anything in it at all. Giving it its last little chance. There ain't nothing we can do anyway. I mean, this is, even if it hit down to these lows now, we're only going to be up 150. So it's not like you're actually going to see anything. I wouldn't be surprised if it just returns back up and this day just sits like this until, you know, just gone 4, and then we see a pop in either direction. I would not be surprised, you know, when everyone's sort of given up and a big institution can come in, just fill a load of orders and say thank you very much, and they just go off their own merry way because the institutions very clearly are not involved just yet. There's no news going on today either, by the way. There's no news going on, there's no nothing, but yeah, this market just wants to sit doing this. It's insane. There's no news, there's no nothing, and the market just wants to sit. Just wants to sit fucking flat. It's incredible. I mean, even here, look, even if we didn't, you know, have the leverage that we were using being massive at 26 contracts, even if we didn't use them, it looks like this trade's probably going to be going against us anyway. You know, this market is just sitting. It's got no directional basis. You know, it's got no decision in itself at all. It has no idea if it wants to go up, if it wants to go down. It's got no one involved, no participants that have any directional value. It's just sitting one way. So I really wouldn't be surprised now to see this hit the bottom and just return straight back up. Really wouldn't be surprised. If we do close, you know, down here on a fucking blue moon, I'm just going to move this to break even and we'll just run it. You know, I'll just move it to break even. We'll target something like low of day or something like that. I mean, look at how crazy this has got to be if you want to put a take profit on a P&L of, like, you know, say we want to make back what we lost today. Look at how crazy. It's not even on the fucking chart. See what I mean? Even if we went 2,000. Right, 2,000 is like all the way down there. Even if we wanted to make half of what we just put, which you're not going to get that sort of directional movement. You're just not going to see it. So like say this we're pretty much done for the day, essentially. There's nothing we can do here. I'm not willing to scale in, especially when we've only got 150 allowed of loss. I wouldn't be surprised if it just rallies back up. Like I just said, it comes down to these lows and just pushes straight back up. Wouldn't be surprised at all. This market's got like no directional want in it at all. At 160, yeah, it's fine. At 180. I'm going to bring it down a little bit, just because I don't really know what it's talking about. I mean, we're out. I mean, just returning straight back to sit fucking flat. A giant fuck you to the charts today. A giant fuck you. That from New York Open, we're currently sat 32 points from open, with no news, no nothing. We've had 1 day we would have made money, 2 days we would have made money, 3 days we would have made money, 4 days we would have made money, 5 days we would have made money, 6 days we would have made money, 7 days we would have made money, 8 days we would have made money. We can keep on going back. You see there, like 9 days, even on this sort of day, 10 days, 11 days, 12 days, you know, even on that top high up here. There is just so many days here that we could have made money. And instead we get hit with a day like this. where there's just absolutely fuck all going on. You know, it's so typical. Yeah, I mean, there's not really much more to say about today, to be honest with you. There really isn't a lot to say. Obviously, I called the market wrong massively today. But on top of calling it wrong, there's just been just nothing offered. I mean, look at that. We've even, looks like if this gets flooded now, that we even just got literally ticked out before then it turned back round. So the market really is just shooting us a giant middle finger today. There's just, I mean, even if we called it wrong, you can't argue with the fact that even at its lows down here, you're looking at 64 points from the open. Whereas then, you know, if we were to take to the same time now, which is 350, and we went from the open, you're looking at, you know, 70, 80 to 100 points, and that's just from the open. You know, from the open, we moved immediately 86 points when the first half hour, and then immediately from 86 points down to a low of 212. So you can see that the market had more, yeah, and as you can see, like, we got literally ticked just to see it flood, and it'll probably now collapse through the floor like no tomorrow. Really, really irritating. There's not really a lot I can say about it, to be honest with you. It just seems to be my fucking luck that the one day that I'll get back and try to trade New York Open, that we get hit in this fucking bullshit. Well, there's a high chance then that when it comes to tomorrow, or whenever I fucking come on, when I can get away to trade New York Open, there's a very fucking good chance that that we blow the account. Very good chance. And then what we'll do is, to be honest with you, I'll probably take a week off work. Start a new account, trade Monday to Friday, New York Open every single day, and see if we can pass. And we'll do that because I think this after hours trading that I've been doing, trading it like, you know, 5:30 till 7:30, it just isn't doing it. It isn't cutting it. It's really, really damaging us. We lost two grand today. It's just a day that we're just always going to fucking lose like that. It's just been complete and utter bollocks. I mean, look, right now we're just trading straight back up. Even after a drop that I thought was going to continuate and going to be the pop now, it looks like we're just trading straight back up into it. I mean, what do you do? What do you do? Yeah, I mean, there isn't a lot. Well, stay tuned to watch me potentially blow this account within the next, well, during this week, no doubt. Fun, fun, fun. I'm gonna go roll a smoke, fuck my bum in a bit.